All right, gents, we've got Mr. Cory Fox on the Zoom. He's just come to the end of his 12 weeks in the fat loss code. Cory, tell everyone how you got on. What was your result?
30 pounds. So 12 weeks, lost 30 pounds. Uh, Started out a big fella, 312 pounds and came in at 282.
Awesome.
So still a big fella, but on the journey.
Right. On the
Right.
way, on the journey. Yeah, look, it's amazing. Anyone that does 30 pounds or above in a 12-week period, it's a brilliant result. So I'm really chuffed that, I mean, you followed everything exactly what I showed you. You've got a great result. But just tell everyone, the difference between, because the number is one thing, and I know you've still got weight to lose, but
Mhm.
from where you were over 300 pounds to how you are now, give me the difference of how you feel then to how you feel right now.
Well, definitely the energy is better. Still a way to go. As you pointed out, I've still got some weight to lose, but I can slowly start feeling that my body is able to handle the movement more. I think I shared with you in the beginning that you know just going bowling of all things, I'd just be completely gassed and sweating like I'd been playing a full day of soccer or something. But so that's not an issue anymore. I don't come home after a couple hours bowling feeling like I ran a marathon. It's definitely moved things in the right direction. And helped me not feel as strained with stuff that wouldn't be that I shouldn't feel strained about.
Cool.
So it's coming. I'm still carrying a lot of weight, so to say that I don't still have the aches and pains would be a fallacy. But I can
Course.
feel it improving. So.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, as you said, still a long way to go, but we're on the right path, and you're not going to
Mhm.
just get the benefits from that first 30. You've got another load to go, but you know what to do now. But just
Mhm.
because I know you've tried different things before, what worked this time? Like what was in the coaching that actually made you stick to this and do this for 12 weeks, 3 months, and you got the 30
Mhm.
pounds. But what worked? What part of the program particularly stood out and made you stick to it?
For me, something I'd heard a lot about prior to this was macros, and I really didn't know. I didn't even know what it was. So that was a big thing for me. You breaking that down, here's the total calories, here's the protein that we need to take in, here's the fat and so on. So when tracking that stuff, I was really able to see the difference in if I didn't get the protein versus I did get the protein. And then the whole tracking, just really, in the beginning, it's like, holy cow, I'm putting a lot of food in my cake hole. And so as you start tracking it, like, do I really need to eat this? Because this is, number one, it may be wasteful calories, but number two, it's like, do I need these extra, 2,000 calories because I want this bag of Lay's potato chips that I'm going to sit here and eat the whole thing. So that was the biggest thing for me. Because of the weight, getting all the movement in was a bit of a struggle, but being able to look at the calories, look at the protein, look at those things from what I was kind of taking in to where I needed to be and the difference it made, with just, I mean, something very simple, a very simple change, which is really, make sure you get the right foods, and that you don't just, gorge yourself uh, on a regular basis. So,
That's it. So ultimately, it comes down to the calories, and that's what you've
mhm.
you've learned in this. What other parts of the program stood out? Was it like the WhatsApp group or the coaching calls, the accountability? What helped you stick to the journey? Because I know a lot of people quit, not necessarily with on my program, but generally when they're on a weight loss journey, they can start strong but lose that momentum. What else sort of kept you in the game, so to speak?
I mean, I think the biggest thing, for me is that, because I'm a pretty competitive guy. I probably wasn't as competitive in this as I would have liked to have been, but the WhatsApp group with others, being on the same journey, and and the ribbing and celebration, and really the camaraderie with everyone trying to, even though it's a solo effort, it kind of turns it into a team effort. Everybody wants to win, and everybody wants everybody else to win. So being able to be part of that, I kind of, I guess, attribute it to, much like, back in my school days, you're on a football team, and, everybody has their own goal, but achieving their own goal for the greater good of the group. So, which I think is exactly what this is. If everybody came in there and just laid an egg, it's not going to be good for the group. Nobody's going to, think that it works. Everybody's going to, oh, it's too simple. It's, because at face value, it's like, well, this is too simple, but that's the reality. It is simple. You just got to, focus on it, and recognize that it's not really rocket science. It's just, do the simple things, pay attention to what you're doing, and celebrate the wins, So,
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. And so it's really that accountability, like doing the simple things over and over, but having that accountability so you stay in the game. So I appreciate that. Awesome. So look, last couple of questions. I know you're a busy man. If I speak to quite a few people every single week, as you know, some will join the program, some won't. What would you say to the ones that were maybe sitting on the fence or potentially about to join? What would be the little piece of advice you would give them to push them in potentially the right direction?
I mean, just do it. Just do it. Don't think that, oh, it's, it's too good to be true, or nothing is that simple, or it's not possible, that this just can't work for me. I'm different than everybody else, and because it's not true. I mean, the reality is, it's a very simple thing. It's just about putting it in front of yourself, and then holding yourself accountable to it, because once you see how simple it is, and how anybody can do it if they really want to, it's, you can't, I always say, you can't protect people from themselves. So if they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it. Doesn't matter how simple or how hard it is, but this is truly that simple. And, so just do it. Just, don't, don't have any reservations. Don't think that it can't work for you. Just, you know, recognize that it is simple, and you're going to get the lessons that teach you how simple it is, and make it happen.
That's it. Look, wise words there from Cory. Last question, my man, and then we're done. In terms of investment, has it been a smart investment on your part?
Absolutely. I mean, in the beginning, you're like, "Oh man, did I just, you know, did I just take that leap?" And you're like, "Well, yep, I did."
Yeah.
So yeah, but that investment adds a little bit of accountability too. It's like, I just invested
Skin
in
in the game.
myself.
When you pay, you've got some skin in the game. Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
absolutely. I just invested this in myself. Am I going to, waste it? If I'm going to waste it, then I might as well just take the investment, go set it on fire in the yard, and,
Yeah.
walk away. So, it's absolutely worth it. I mean, it gives you that skin in the game, as you said, and then you got to look at yourself and say, okay, did I really just waste that money, or am I going to do something about it? You wouldn't go buy, you wouldn't go buy a new car, and this just by no means the expense of a new car, but you wouldn't go buy a new car and then go just drive it off in the ditch and leave it somewhere. So
Awesome. Well, look, gents, there we have Mr. Cory Fox, £30 down in 12 weeks. Thanks for being an amazing client, my man. I know we've still got
thank
work
you.
to do. But listen, gents, if you want a result like Cory, this is how it'll start. We need to have a 15-minute call. And on that call, I'll tell you exactly the route to lose all the weight that you need. We'll look at the obstacles. We'll come up with a game plan. And the great thing is, I will actually tell you how we're going to do this. Now, most of you won't believe me because it is actually that simple. And you might want to take things further. But we need to book that call to start with. Go to gavgillibrand.com/book a call, or find me on LinkedIn. That's my main. Drop me a message. We'll grab a call. We'll see where it takes us. Cory, you've been an absolute gent, my man. Thank you. Well done.
Thanks,
And
Gav. Book the call.
cheers, man.
Sure. Thanks.